where I fit in, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. Let me get in where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my bar's mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. I on the floor on my tongue. Thinking this is warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist but you smell me. One spark and I bet you I'ma blow up. Just throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. I'm drinking knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the planks, you use the Decepticons. Straight rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can float it like up in the storage and I'm E-man. Up, down, down, man, I'm cheeky. You a beast, man. I take a beating. Ninja Turtle rap, turtle clans get defeated. High samurai, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can't stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on me, I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you live again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. And if you're on the West Coast right now, go ahead and get up because the early bird gets the worm. And on today, we are going to do a reaction video to my man Torian Rain Reloaded. The question he's talking about is, the question I have, do Hollywood glorify the white criminal on television? Do they glorify the white criminal? And what I mean by that is there an extra emphasis on white criminality in Hollywood when you show it, like a movie like Goodfellas, Casino, you look at Breaking Bad, you look at all these movies compared to Ironheart doing some tech stuff and she got absolutely massacred about just doing that. So we're going to talk about that today and see what Torian actually has to say. Again, I don't watch any of this beforehand. Every reaction video that I watch, I literally watch it in real time. So that way you're getting my natural reaction. You're not getting a fake version of it. I'm not, giving you some hardy hars and I already watched it. Nah, natural reaction. So we're gonna go over it today and see what my man Torian is talking about in the video. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant React channel, but you already know how I do. The real question is,
Are you
Say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
all right. Hold on, do I got this right? Okay. All right, let me see who was in the hizzy for shizzy this morning. My man Torian Rain Reloaded, who I'm talking about, is up here. What up, Torian? Let me see. You say you have a follow-up? Okay, I want to make sure that I check that one out too. Marley Mari, good morning. Alvin Rodriguez, good morning. You see stupid. Kid Gravity Beyond, what's up? B1, what's happening? We're gonna get into, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on that, especially for someone who likes mob movies. I'm gonna give you my honest critique on that. That's why I use the guys from Goodfellas as the thumbnail. You know what I mean? And the reason why I'm saying this. Junior Network, what's up? Good morning. Sheet is up here. It's Taco Tuesday. What's up? Let's get some tacos. Corn tortillas. Let's do it. Krisha Key, what's up? Good morning. X-Man Xavier Phoenix, what's up? Good morning. Michael Johnson is up here. Good morning. Man, Andre Ware's in the house. He says, time to taste the biscuits with the honey sauce. If y'all give me y'all biscuit stories that you've been eating biscuits, and you don't mention you put butter and honey on it, me and you gonna have a conversation on how you supposed to do it. Inez, good morning. My brother loved Dexter. Like I said, mob movies, Casino, Heat, all of that. But it is it is glorified. I'm 1,000% on board with this. This is why I can't wait to see what he actually has to say. JD Informant, what's up? Good morning. J. Kata, what's up? Good morning. Let me see. Let me see. Robin D, good morning. Boycott Activision, good morning. What up, Russ's face? I'm here, but at work. Go get that money. And this hat is from my homie's clothing line. My homie Steven Carter. This is clothing line, the Woe Guy clothing line. So I'm repping his hat this morning for all the Woe guys out there. You know what I'm saying? So he had a whole clothing line, shirts, you know what I'm saying, hoodies, you know what I'm saying, the whole nine. You know what I mean? All you got to do is search that, and you can be able to find his clothing line. So let me see. Yeah, Robin D said, make sure, of course, Robin D is in the house, but I want you to smash that like button like Andre is smashing buttermilk biscuits in the morning. Tina, aka Minty Guys, good morning. He said, what's up, Wyatt? It's good to see you up here, Wyatt. Yes, I got some honey biscuit bacon. That's what I'm talking about. He said, let me put the honey on the biscuit. Stop playing with him. Put that honey on that biscuit. Judah Ben Israel, good morning. He said, what up? The Mace, what's up? All races do that. Only bad when black people do it. I knew what you was talking about. I knew you weren't talking about fat back. I knew you was talking about the real back. You not lying. Oh, you not. Oh, you about to start. You about to maybe go there. I'm about to show. I'm trying not to have, because Tori go talk about me how long my openings are. He gonna talk about me real bad how long my openers are. And I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. But but what is crazy is that if you look at Hollywood, before we even go there, if you look at Hollywood, Hollywood has always glorified criminality, especially when it comes to whites, since the beginning of Hollywood. You know what I mean? You can look at cartoons, you can look at especially like the 1940s, 1950s, bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Because you had that mob element that was around. So what did they do? Make movies about them. You know what I'm saying? Cops and rob. We wouldn't know anything about cops and robbers if Hollywood did put that out there. When I was a kid, we used to play cops and robbers. It's like a deadly game of cops and robbers. The one shooting low first would be the survivors. The rest are dead on arrival. You know what I mean? So people, they have been doing this. This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing new. Rashad Walker, what up? What up? What up? You know what I mean? I mean, he's in the White House. You know what I'm saying? But then this is what killed me. What I was talking about this, what was this last night? I forgot who it was. I don't know if I was tripping, but I forgot somebody got rehired for a job. Oh, well, I got rehired in Hollywood. And I forgot. No, this is what it was. You remember when because I was thinking about this last night. Now, this may not be unrelated, but kind of understand where I'm coming from. So, Keke Palmer got called out on her podcast for having blueface on it, right? Got legitimately called out because they kept showing Blueface beating up Krishan Rock, right? And this poor girl was crying to Jesus, getting his face, that face tattoo of him removed off of her face, which I don't know why you would do that, but I get it. Young love, you do dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? But Keke Palmer had no problem having this dude on there. But with Jonathan Majors, who was with a white woman that was not shown beating up on no woman, I'm talking about to the high heavens, was ridiculed for that, right? It was yeah, but it was ridiculed for that, right? Just like how people was trying to ridicule Ironheart to the high heavens just because she's a black woman, and did we have expectations of what black women and black people should be? You know what I'm saying? Black women can't be in this light, black women can't be in that light. She sold her soul to Mephisto. Why did she do that? Nobody had a problem with Peter Parker being a vigilante doing the same damn thing in the comic books. So it comes to a point where we really we can't have the same stories as a Goodfellas. Our stories, it makes us look wild and crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because black people do have organized crime. Don't get it twisted. It ain't just gang banging like Smokey was talking about. We have criminal organizations here too, where it's really, you would probably never know how deep it gets. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask Hollywood to portray that, we're going to give you the worst version of it. While, a Dexter can walk around or any of these shows that show white criminality, and they're going to show it in the light of the empathy. Now, the reason why I brought up Blueface, Blueface being on Keke Palmer, because Blueface was with a black woman, and they had no problem showing her getting beat up. But Jonathan Majors, who could have been a healing process for Keke Palmer, and they could have actually talked about something, and it actually could have been very helpful to get a great understanding of how everything kind of works as far as in that realm. No, because he was with a white woman. So it's funny how you got white criminality. They show those criminals in the good light, right? Black man beating up a black woman. Oh, you can come on my podcast. Black woman getting chased by a white woman. You are dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I'm not saying that she's an angel. I'm just saying, look at the optics of the way that they portray, the way that we would portray and show something we all seen. Now, I'm not saying Jonathan was beating on her. I'm not saying Jonathan was innocent and probably the way that he went about things either. He said that. But I'm saying, look how even we literally would bring on somebody that fighting another black woman. Whether they were fighting each other, fine. They were fighting each other. Still don't make it right. Just saying, still don't make it right. Jonathan Majors, finishing up his year probation, going through DV classes, got married to one of the most beautiful women in the world. You know what I mean? Living his life, want to tell his story. We ain't trying to hear that. Matter of fact, I'm just saying, look at the optics. I'll give you this. I guarantee you right now, if I did a poll of 50 black women, I would ask them, do they watch true crime TV? Yes or no. And then the second question is, how many of the stories that you watch that you get intrigued about is about white people doing white crime to white people, and the way is portrayed? I guarantee you a good majority will say, yep. Because the majority of the crimes that you're watching on True TV that make you feel you're all sad or whatever, and you trying to find out how to get away with it, it's white on white crime. But see, if we put it out there, well, those stories need to be told. And then you sprinkle a couple black people in there every now and again, you know what I mean? But we get First 48. They get, you know what I'm saying, why did I do it? And you know how we treat First 48, compared to why did I do it? I'm just saying, it's the optics. It's not the situation. It's the optics. It's the optics. And Hollywood likes to tell a story about criminality that makes you feel like, you know what? I understand why he did it. Why black people was looked at as in certain lights. Now, Power made it a little bit different, and even maybe movies like New Jack City, you know what I mean? Or Almost Got Away with It. Yeah. But, you got a couple shows out there that might show it a little differently, but there's no empathy in that. Was there any, I'm trying to tell you, is there any empathy in BMF? Or, yeah. Is there any empathy in Power? Is there any empathy in Snowfall? When it comes to the criminality part, is white people looking at that was like, dang, I feel for y'all, man. I understand that. Or do y'all call that a black show? I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's the way that it's portrayed. It's the way that they do it. So, you know what else I'm gonna make sure that y'all know? I'm gonna let y'all know that we do have the magnificent crew that is always shouted out because they be holding it down for your boy over here, man. Let's go for your man. I ain't no boy, for your mans. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel. Go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you could be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. And again, if you do want to join and be a part of the crew, all you got to do is just hit that join button, only $2.99 a month, and it helps out along the way, especially, holding down the channel, and I really appreciate it. And I know you guys are still talking about, Blueface and all that. Didn't Blueface just get out of jail? Jonathan didn't even touch a jail cell. I'm just saying, it's optics. It's optics. That's it. And we have to be careful about the optics. And you know what? I got into it with somebody about Ironheart. About Ironheart because I was like, if they're not, I did have a video that said, do not make her a stereotype. What I meant by that is just doing criminality just for the sake of doing criminality. The way that they portray the story of Shuri is her getting in her own way and trying to find the easy way out, since this is all she's been doing. She's literally been helping people with their homework throughout the course of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So they showed her with a hustle. They showed her doing a hustle. So it's not like, that was new. So it was par for the character. You know what I'm saying? And then she went through a character's arc, was like, oh, hanging with these people was not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't the money, the money wasn't worth it, so the hero's journey was there, no different than Iron Man. See, Iron Man got a pass. Iron Man was selling weapons of mass destruction to foreign entities, and nobody had a problem with that. Something that we legitimately see in real life. Our United States government and people that are warmongers selling weapons to very bad people. You know what I'm saying? Or we use them to go invade countries. You know what I mean? Like we legitimately see that. But yet that's cool. Ironheart doing some tech stuff? Nah, I can't have that. Can't have that. No, you're doing too much. So it's wild how, we are represented in the zeitgeist and how they're represented. You know what I mean? That's all it is. That's all it is. Yep. You're right. Scott Lang, Peter Quill, all of those are heroes. Those are heroes. You know what I mean? Those are heroes. But when it comes to Ironheart, how dare she? You know what I mean? And that's because they try to play respectability politics. We can't do nothing without being glorified. Hell, we can't even be Captain America without being glorified. Without being ridiculed. We can't be Captain America without there being some type of politics. Do you understand when it comes to black people and we just try to be equal? We literally try to be equal and it's considered politics. Just think about that. Do you know how racist America has to be when somebody is asking for equality in 2025 and it's considered political? Think about that. Strongly think about that. Think about that for just a moment. You're asking for equality. I want to be Captain America too. Nope, that's politics. You throwing politics in my Captain Americas, and I don't like it. But You know, U.S. agent could be what Bucky could be. Nope. That's politics. It's woke. Yep, Rashad, that's woke. I don't want that. I don't want that. No, what it is black. And anything black people try to do to be on the same playing field. I asked somebody that was in my comment section that said that black people just want shit for free. I said, no, I said, you know what's funny? We're just being like your ancestors who got free labor. All fair is equal in love and war. If you think we got free shit, then what did your ancestors get with free slave labor to help build this country? They got free shit. Why can't we? So I'm just saying. And why I had the Shuri run when she became a griot is it is dope. Like her power set, all of that is dope. And some of the dopest covers that I have. You know, so yeah, and and again, look who he was hanging with. But it's why couldn't we be on equal playing field? And that's all I'm asking. Why can't we be on? But if we ask for being on equal playing field, then it's politics, you know. But I'm going to transition over. I'm going to take a quick commercial break because you already know we got to get some of these biscuits in, man. So I'll be right back with more. Don't go nowhere. Hit the thumbs up. Be right back with more of the Dre Max Show.
Knight Rider will continue in a moment.
Them biscuits I smell, Mom.
That's my Hungry Jack.
Tommy takes one of them. Them my mama biscuits. Them my mama biscuits.
Switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a 10-pound bag of flour make a really big biscuit?
All right. Some of y'all comments is coming in really heavy, and I wanted to. Yeah, she's super dope. She is super dope. When she's like, she don't have to be Black Panther. She got her own power set. And what's free shit they're talking about? Guarantee they get way more than we do. Don't give you I mean, like I said, they think we want a handout. No, we just want what's, we coming back for everything that's owed to us. You know what I'm saying? You didn't pay my ancestors. You didn't add. We asked for equality. We asked for apology. I guess that's we just want. I think I speak for Black Americans when we say we just want you to rectify the problems that you did with your ancestors. All you got to do is acknowledge what happened and change. Acknowledge what happened. Break those people, break those families off that you got that labor. You could go back and look at those families that you got that free labor from. Pay them people their labor and change policy in Congress to get us equality. That's it. It's all it is, Robert D, is accountability. Just say, we did. Instead of saying, oh, we had indigenous service to try to change history, try to whitewash history, say, yeah, we did it. At least Germany was like, yeah, we did it, but here's what we're doing to change. And that was it. Just think about it. Nazi Germany, the way that they portray it, is supposed to be the most evilest place on the face of the planet. But then we asked for something. We asked for accountability, and all of a sudden it's a problem. That's it. Just acknowledge what you did and change and fix it. Just fix it. Ain't no political stuff in that. Fix it. But if you fix it, then you acknowledge that you're not as you no different than Nazi Germany. So, I don't know. But I mean, it's true. They made his character in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not to push race. That's why I was mad at him to go against Isaiah Bradley. I mean, you do all this counsel, but then go tell Isaiah Bradley, what I'm saying, don't give me that old mad old man stuff, which I mean, don't be bringing up, don't be mad that, while you're bringing up the past. You know what I mean? When you're, because we're already past that. And no, you don't. And I love that you don't know what happened. You can't give me that when you don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? And that's why there was, the writing on there was way better than people think it is. Because then he comes back and says, you think they really want a black man as Captain America? And by damn, look at where we at right now. Even Marvel themselves is bringing back the white Captain America because of the backlash, or the way, or even Marvel didn't even put him in a position to be able to succeed. It's like we just did it just to did it. But even Marvel themselves, looking back, didn't even do everything that they needed to make him succeed. They gave a compelling story to Bucky, but Falcon, I need a loan. Ooh, you know who I am. Oh, I know you are. You still ain't getting no loan. I'm a veteran. It don't matter. I counsel veterans. Don't matter. No loans here. Good luck, buddy. I hope your boat floats. And that's the most wildest thing that I've ever heard. I think somebody put up a poll like you're 90% of Congress, you're 90% of the House, you're like in the 90% of the Senate. The majority of Fortune 500 companies is ran by white people, white men, and you're ashamed to be white. Why? Because we want accountability. They never want our blues. That means they have to play our instruments, and they don't want to put their lips on everything that we've done. I'm just saying. But all right, let me transition because I can go on this all day. I'm like Cap. I could do this all day. But exactly, Alvin. Exactly. What's up, 7MC? Good morning? What's up? I'm just saying. It's funny because remember, Sam, the government was going to get Sam the shield, but Sam all of a sudden couldn't get a loan. That's the most wildest thing I've ever heard in my life. He was just doing combat missions and he couldn't get a loan to save his boat. What up, Gray? The other admin, what's good? You know what? Even though from the backlash, I still love being black. Wouldn't trade being black in this world for nobody. You know what I'm saying? You know what? This is another situation that people were saying, why couldn't Ironheart call Shuri? Why couldn't Riri call Shuri? And people were saying, why couldn't Sam call Pepper? You know what I mean? It's to show it's to show how we gotta struggle to get it out the mud. Black people always gotta get out the mud. Get it how you live. I'm just saying. That's how they do it. But anyway, let's transition over. Let's get this video because we can talk about this all day. But let's see what Torian has to say in this video. And like I said, when we talk about this stuff, we're talking about, the United States acknowledging the problems that they have. That's it. Just the United States acknowledging the problems that they have. That's it. Just acknowledge it. You know what I mean? The government doesn't want to acknowledge it. So, but I love being black. I love my sisters. You know what I mean? Love y'all to death. I love my black women to death. You know what I mean? Love my brothers to death. And there's nothing in this world that I would rather be than black. Even though being black of America, you see a lot of things. You see a lot of people who represent our culture that's not black, that's not from America, that are black, that will sell us out, and the ones that can't wait to taste the biscuits, you know what I'm saying, to sell us out. I still wouldn't change nothing about me being black. Nope. So, all right, let's go.
There's something fascinating about how Hollywood tells stories about crime, especially when the face of that crime is white. From meth dealers to mobsters, scammers to stalkers, white criminality is often presented as genius, misunderstood, ambition, or even a moral journey.
Oh, Torian, man, don't start off so hot. Start off so hot. What is the dude? What is that show? Was it on HBO or was it on Hulu? That the guy was walking around stalking the women, and then the guy did as an actor, he was dancing and it became a meme. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was walking around, I think he was stalking and Xing out, you know, these women, you know what I mean? But he was like real smooth, but he could dance. He had a little fleck. What is the name of that? What is You? Yeah, Netflix You. How much did I'm talking about? Let's be real. I ain't hear nothing but black women talk about that show. I watched some of it. I'm like, I get it, maybe, you know what I'm saying, but I don't like. I wasn't into it. I wasn't into it at all. But yeah, and he was smooth. You know what I'm saying? All of that. I don't hate the show. It's not. Shows are not for me. I'm not about to sit up there and get online and bash shit and do all of that goofy shit. No, I just don't. If I don't like it, I just don't watch it. You know what I mean? I just don't like it. But all I did hear was a lot of black women love that show. And what is the show? It shows, I meant to say I hate it. Oh, okay. But all I heard was, you know, all you see is white criminality 101. But it was one of the highest rated shows on Netflix. You know what I mean? And yeah, Cottonmouth was dope.
Meanwhile, when those same crimes are committed by black people or people who are just non-white, the tone shifts completely. It becomes pathology, danger, or failure.
Sons of Anarchy.
So today I'm going to be taking a deep dive into the shows and films that glorify white criminality, how they do it, why it works on audiences, and what it reveals about America's love affair with the white outlaw.
Let's be honest. The majority of people in Hollywood that's writing these stories are white. So it's they're not gonna. They got money and biscuits to make. Rashad, they got biscuits to buy. They can't. If they stop watching these movies or watching these trailers and making a 30-minute video out of a 1-minute trailer, how bad and woke it is, how much DEI is going on, and why Supergirl's a hoe, they couldn't buy butter biscuits with raisins in it.
The story often starts the same way. A white man down on his luck, pushed into crime by circumstance. In the hit television series Breaking Bad, Walter White isn't introduced as a villain. He's a struggling teacher, dying of cancer, desperate to provide for his family. That framing immediately disarms the viewer. His criminality becomes a symbol of resilience, intellect, and even masculinity. Contrast that with how media often treats black drug dealers rarely as desperate providers or fathers, but as inherently violent or morally lost. Breaking Bad constructs empathy through whiteness. We are invited to understand Walt and not condemn him. The show's aesthetic which is clean cinematography, meticulous planning sequences, and clever writing, turns meth cooking into an art form. It becomes cool and not corrupt. Walter White becomes a mastermind and not a menace.
What he said in there is absolutely correct. And one thing that I've noticed, is let's give an example. And don't be a menace to South Central, right? No, don't be a menace. Don't be a menace. No, menace to society. Well, I got don't be a menace to South Central on my mind. You know what I'm saying? Menace to society. Our POV character is Kane, right? What's up? What up? Eric Shaw. I already know who you are, true event. I know exactly who you are. You follow me on Instagram. But you follow the POV character of Kane, right? I remember we watching this, and Kane had a horrible upbringing. You know what I'm saying? His mother was on drugs. Father was a drug dealer, killed, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Killed a person right in front of him. And if you go through the story with Kane, honestly, there is nothing that they show with Kane to make him empathetic to his series, to his plight. And he's the POV character. He just really portrayed not to be a punk in the movie. If you really think about it. Yeah. And as I agree with you, but also his Kane is also not a good, there's nothing with Kane that makes you be like, I can feel him on that. He has his grandfather and grandmother, right? Something that I can empathize, right? Something I can empathize. Growing up in the hood, mother on drugs, daddy in jail, something that literally is my story. Growing up with my grandma, then my uncle and aunt throughout my family or whatever. This is my real life story. Like, I'm not even joking with you. This is my real life story. But there was no, when you look at the story, when you look at Kane, there's no redeeming factors in Kane. I don't even feel bad for Kane because Kane is just trying to, whatever. He ain't trying to do nothing different. He's trying to follow along with the script. They never gave Kane anything that makes him feel like, I don't really want to do this, but I got to. He was doing it because I'm from the hood. This is what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? This is what I got to do. Every twist and turn this is what I got to do. This is what it's part of be. This is what I got to do. This is what it's part of. No, you don't. You know what I mean? On the opposite end, you had Kane on Boys in the Hood who, his mother and father was just split. You know what I mean? He went to go live with his father. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Still had a good relationship with his mother and his father. But the difference was his father giving him advice that he got to think about. But there were still redeeming qualities about Trey that makes him like, yeah, but I'm smarter than this, but. Yeah, and Charles Dudley had that at the one scene. Did it affect Kane? No. It did not. That's the difference when we push the hood movie, hood story, they rather be Kane than Trey. Yeah, that's what I meant. They'd rather you be Kane and not Trey. They'd rather you be just inherently, there's nothing morally good about you. This is what it is. I'm going to just be gangster. But you can say Trey had a father. Kane had his grandfather. He still had a male figure in there that he didn't want to listen to. You know what I mean? But there was still, if you think about it, there was still no redeeming factor about Kane. When you look back, if you look at Walter White and look at Kane, they both cooking up, they both in a situation, they both cooking up whatever they need to cook up. You know what I mean? They're both doing what they need to do. One's just dying of cancer, one just trying to survive in South Central. They made Walter White way more compelling of a character than the Hughes brothers made Kane. And the Hughes brother was written by black people. Think about that. But see, that's the problem because they try to, but see, the emphasis on there's no male figures. There's no father figures in the hood. You know what I mean? There's no father figures in the hood. There's father figures, but they made the character not even pay attention to it. It just made him reckless. You know what I mean? And Furious was, and that's why I love that movie way more because, you know, you see, you compare him to Franklin Saint, and I can get that. Even though I'm not I'm not a fan of Snowfall. That's because that was my real life growing up. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of that because I don't want to relive that. I lost a lot of family members because of dope in the 80s. Like, just real talk. You know what I mean? It was literally I grew up with that. So it's triggering. I'm going to be honest with you. It's triggering for me because I seen what happened to my uncles. I seen what happened to a lot of my family members. I seen what happened to my mama because of dope. So no, we're in real time. And you know what I mean? In real time, not from a show. I don't want to watch that to be triggered. That's just being honest with you. That's why I don't watch that. Why I never watch Snowfall. Not saying it's not a bad show, and it's probably an amazing show. You know what I mean? But if you went through something, it's hard for you to look at that. For me, it's hard for me to look at that and not be triggered. You know what I mean? And that's just me personally. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, but no, I'm just comparing the way Hollywood and the way sometimes we portray, like a Walter White is portrayed in a sympathetic light, and he over here cooking up meth. And the majority, especially if you're from the Midwest, the biggest drug in the Midwest is methamphetamines. It's the biggest drug in the Midwest. There's so many. Dude, I've seen so many people when I worked in the criminal justice system that they were coming in there for meth. And it's a horrible drug. It's a horrible drug. So, but sympathetic. You know, you look at black people, 2 crackheads died in a fire in Derry. Well, how did they get crack in Derry? It's to say it. It's the way it's perceived. And they want you to perceive it that way.
That's the first layer of glorification. White collar crime is Hollywood's favorite playground.
Fact.
In the film Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort's crimes are framed as both exhilarating and hilarious. The energy of the films mirrors the cocaine-fueled chaos of Wall Street's excess. Martin Scorsese directs with adrenaline, audiences cheer as Belfort scams investors. Leonardo DiCaprio's charisma plays a crucial role. Viewers aren't watching a con man, they're watching a rock star. Right. The camera fetishizes his wealth, the yachts, the women, the parties, and so on and so forth.
I was about to say another movie that did that. God dang it! It's with Vin Diesel. There were I can't think. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh man, I used to watch this movie all the time. Too. It's with Vin Diesel before Vin Diesel was talking about family. Hold on. Oh man. Come on. Boiler Room. Yeah, Boiler Room. Yeah, buddy. Whoa, I worked at a place called Cell Inc. Why was we doing Boiler Room in that place? You know what I'm saying? Catch Me If You Can is fine. I went and watched that at the movies. The movie's good too. But Boiler Room, little short, I'm not lying. Little short white dude coming in a brand new BMW back in the day. You know what I mean? Trying to sell us, and there was none but black people working at this telemarketing company. Nothing but black people, but the people that was in charge, white. And they had us all gassed up. You know what I'm saying? For $400 a week, selling faulty crap. And they had us in there like Boiler Room. You know what I mean? Like, and they were influenced by that show because they was like, if you want to see how we sell, watch Boiler Room. And I didn't get it at the time because I was 22 and needed a job. But man, the speech with Ben Affleck, the movie is just fire, period. It's a good movie. Puma Lee, what's up? But when I tell you I worked at a place, a Cell Inc. was doing Boiler Room. But again, I agree with Torian. You can watch that movie and you can honestly, feel for that character. You can feel for the characters. You can understand the character's motivation, all of that. They are literally criminals. No issues.
Crime becomes aspiration and not condemnation. Similarly, in films like Catch Me If You Can, it mythologizes Frank Abagnale Jr.
I'm about to say, get it out, Torian. I don't want you to don't be talking about me now. Are you over here? I gotta all them times we be on Mika's show during game night. You be messing with me. I got you now. I got you now.
As a prodigy of deception, the film treats forgery and fraud as clever rebellion. Tom Hanks's FBI agent becomes less of a pursuer and more of an admirer. In the end, Frank is rewarded with a legitimate job at the FBI, a redemption narrative rarely afforded to non-white criminals.
Facts. And Swipe Lee Blow is one of my favorites, but you still feel bad for the guy. And that guy he died about 6-7 years ago. You know what I mean? But it made you empathetic with him. Together,
these films illustrate how capitalism and whiteness merge into a fantasy, that breaking the law is just another form of success.
Yep.
The Sopranos and Ozark perfect the art of sympathetic white criminal families. Tony Soprano is a mob boss, but we meet him as a father in therapy, not as a murderer. His vulnerability, anxiety, and charm make his violence palatable. The mob is framed as a family business, not organized terror. Ozark continues its legacy with the Birds. They launder money, they launder cartel money, but it's framed as survival. The show aestheticizes crime through lakeside beauty and family devotion. The viewer is asked to empathize and not judge. Then there's Goodfellas, the grandfather of it all. I
ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty. Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, favorite mob movies of all time. I've watched this movie so many times, it's ridiculous. I don't know about Heart like I do TMNT, but I've watched this movie. This, Casino, Heat, I've watched so much. I've never really got into The Sopranos, but if you watch Gotti, the HBO Gotti, but it makes you sympathetic over John Gotti. And John Gotti is a horrible human being, but you know what I mean? But it makes you sympathize for it where you like, well, damn. You know what I mean? But Casino, Goodfellas, all of that. I got Carlito's Way. I used to have mobsters with Frank Nitti and this is a guilty pleasure of mine. It is crazy. Xavier is crazy. It's crazy how many mob films that I actually seen that I'm sitting up here watching. Another one that with oh man, hold up. Now I gotta look. That's sad. I gotta look at the movies that I done bought. You know what I mean? Because again, I be into these. It's literally a guilty pleasure of mine. Like with the mob movie, I can't even front or whatever. But Legend with Tom Hardy. Yeah, I watched King of New York, but okay. All right, wait. That's Gangs of New York. I didn't like Gangs of New York, but King of New York, yeah. But but the way that they were advertised, they were cool. You ought to say, hey, I mean, let's be honest. No Limit back in the day was trying to be mobsters. For real. And the Godfather, and the Godfather 2, the Godfather 3, not as much. But Godfather 2 is fantastic films. But I understand what Torian is talking about, because he's talking about what is it, the romanization, or romanticizing, romanticizing of white criminality. That's what it really is romanticizing white criminality and how they're fascinated with the life, and not actually pointing out that this is horrible. But when you romanticize these type of things, it makes it cool. And that's really what it is. King of New York is good too. But it's not, I you know what I'm saying? I don't put it up there with a lot of other, mob movies or, that criminal movie aspect. But yes, it is a good movie though. You said, remember hip hop had the mafioso? Yeah, I know. No Limit was walking around in the mafioso suits, talking like Italians and all of that.
Martin Scorsese film where the camera moves with hypnotic rhythm, pulling us into Henry Hill's world. The audience experiences the rush of power, money, and respect. The final downfall is tragic, but we're already addicted to the fantasy. All these shows and films normalize criminality as inheritance in culture and not as corruption.
Right.
In the television show Joe Goldberg is a murderer and a stalker, but Netflix markets him as a misunderstood, even
he knew, Torian knew what I was going to talk about, because I'm like, it's so many people that talked about this show. You know what I'm saying? That talked about this show, and I'm like, this dude was a stalker in a murderer. How do you get into this? But they made him where he's cool. Nice looking guy. You know what I'm saying? Got a little swag to him, whatever. What is he? Aura foreman, you know what I mean? All of that. And nobody blinked an eye on what he was actually doing. But then Ironheart goes off and does a little cybercrime, and it's the problem. Hey, Miss Roberta, I did all the cussing I needed to before you got here, so I'm good now. I got it all out.
Romantic at times. He narrates his crimes in self-aware monologues, and audiences meme his behavior. It's ironic, sure, but still seductive. Whiteness makes his obsession quirky instead of monstrous. In American Psycho, on the other hand, it satirizes this very phenomenon, but ironically became a part of it. Patrick Bateman, the sociopathic investment banker, was supposed to represent the hollowness of white male capitalism. Yet he became an internet icon of what they would call a Sigma male culture. The critique was consumed as aspiration. That's the power of whiteness in media. Even satire can reinforce glorification when the subject is framed attractively enough.
Hey, he cooking with this one. He's cooking with this one, because you don't really look at it in that aspect, because you're watching it as entertainment. Now, we couldn't go around being Patrick Bateman. You know what I mean? But we romanticize it, and again, that's why I said I see more black women talking about that show than anything. Posting the memes and all of that of this guy. I watched a piece of that, was like, I don't get it. Not a show for me, but I get the romanticization, or the romanticizing of it. There's a movie called Romance in the Stone, where they're actually out here stealing a jewel. And it's made as a love story, not criminal activity, love story. Really, Indiana Jones is a thief. Anybody who steals artifacts from another place that's not theirs, and then puts it in a museum, is a thief. Sorry, you know what I mean? It's just like Killmonger said. Did your ancestors pay a fair price for it? But what do? We love some Indy going on adventures, stealing. Think about that for a second. Indiana Jones goes around stealing. stealing. And we love it. We play the theme song, dun, 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 and then all those people that are supposed to be the bad guys, except for the Nazis, but the other bad guy, the natives that's chasing them, he needs to be chased. He out here stealing, and we get excited when he fighting people with a whip. dun, 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 and he's the hero. I'm just saying.
When young white people commit crime, it's often treated as a phase and not pathology. In the film The Bling Ring, a group of teens rob celebrity homes. They're portrayed as shallow, fame-hungry, and confused, but never dangerous. Their whiteness protects them from full moral condemnation. They're seen as lost and not as criminal. In the film Pain and Gain, meanwhile, it turns murder and fraud into comedy. The character's idiocy excuses their brutality. People will laugh and not recoil. White criminality then becomes nothing more than just entertainment. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If these same stories starred black characters, they'd be categorized as urban crime dramas, not prestige television. Breaking Bad would become snow.
Facts. And I went to go see Pain and Gain at the movies too. It was cool though. It was cool. I liked it. Yeah, Rashad Walker, yes, and they're actually good. They're actually good movie, but you see how and let's be real. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of y'all ladies in this chat, y'all like a little bad boy in y'all men. You like a little because like Roberta says, as long as you look desirable, and let's be real. If a guy's doing some criminal activity and he look good, you ignore all of that. That's why drug dealers always had the best looking women. Just being honest with you. So and as you called this early, comparing Walter to Franklin. Let's keep going.
Fall and The Sopranos will become power. The difference isn't quality, it's perception. The white criminal gets layers, complexity, and redemption arcs. The black criminal gets cautionary tales and a moral downfall. That's not a coincidence. It's cultural bias reinforced through decades of media conditioning. This double standard teaches audience who to empathize with, who to forgive, and who to fear. The glorification of white crime is not just an aesthetic, it's very ideological. It normalizes white defiance as rebellion and frames non-white defiance as a threat.
Facts.
Hollywood has mastered the art of making white crime look cool, whether it's the suburban meth lab, the Wall Street scam, or the mobster's therapy session.
Facts.
Crime becomes a stage for white complexity. The same actions, when done by non-white characters, become a spectacle of danger. So the next time you find yourself rooting for the anti-hero, ask yourself this question. Would you still feel the same way if he didn't look like Walter White or Tony Soprano? The glorification of white criminality is not accidental. It's systemic storytelling that reflects who America believes deserves empathy. And until that changes, we'll keep cheering for the Heisenbergs of the world while condemning everyone else for the same crimes.
Facts. And that's one of the reasons why I was so pissed off at people who would look at, a show like Ironheart and just condemn it and call it, she's doing crime. Where you could literally go through the list of white people that do crime and then they get empathy. But within this young black girl does something that is criminal and it's shown in that light, but they show the empathy on her and they show the complexity and a lot of the things that she went through, and nobody had a problem. I mean, everybody had a problem, but you see that same empathy in Tony Stark. You see the same art. Literally, Riri and Tony Stark has the same type of arc. The difference is color and gender, and they destroy Ironheart while praising Iron Man. No problem, Tori. That was. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to hear nothing in game night. You better not say Hawaiian. You better not say Hawaii. You better not say anything with a Hawaii in it. I'm getting you. But no, that was excellent, man. That was excellent. But yeah, if you look at the history of Hollywood, Again, they have been glorifying criminality for a long time. You know what I'm saying? The cowboy movies. Who are they glorifying? The old westerns. Who are they glorifying? I was always taught why, and my uncle was a big western fan. I actually like westerns because of my uncle. Like, for real, I love westerns because of my uncle, because I grew up with westerns, right? But when I was growing up in those old westerns, you know what I'm saying, like Gunsmoke and all of that, when you looked at the Native Americans, they were always the bad guys. And come to find out, growing up, the cowboys not only, use that name that was a derogatory name towards black men, they actually stole it and tried to make it cool. It made everybody else the bad guys, while the cowboy was the good guy. You can't make this stuff up. What's the name of that? What's the name of that western? With Billy the Kid. Oh man, what's the name of that western? Heat is amazing. Heat is amazing. What's the name of that western with Billy the Kid in it? They use this line in Regulators. Oh man, I can see the movie. I can't think of the damn name of the I don't know why my mind is blank. I did not want to do that. Young Guns, yeah. Thank you. So I needed some people with some seasoning on them to know, yeah. Young Guns. I mean, you can go through the list of movies like that, how they portrayed, white criminals and made them cool. You know what I mean? How they portrayed white criminals and made them cool. I'm just saying. They made white criminal, and Torian is absolutely correct. They made white criminality cool. They made it cool. And when you think about it, honestly, when you think about it, if we were 90% of Hollywood, they would be saying the same thing about us. But then when you look at it, but then, like I said, white criminality in media has always been sympathetic towards white people. That's why I brought up true crime TV. You know what I mean? They always, anytime that you hear a white person did this and the other, it's always his mental health. It's always his family dynamic. Oh, he was trans or he got bullied. Black people don't get none of that. They don't get the sympathy. We don't get the sympathy unless we're found innocent. And then there's all this massive amount of information that was like he never did it in the first place. Then they go on a sympathy tour. But before that, we're criminals. Remember Serial Mom? I don't remember Serial Mom, but I know on True Crime TV there were shows about, and this was all over the place, from London to America, all of that. There was a show about was it called Black Widow or something like that? But it was about different women that were like serial killers or whatever, and all over the world, and just how they told those stories, especially when you got a British dude telling the story, it makes it real sympathetic, But yeah, they legitimately make black people, criminals. I mean, exactly. That's why we do. Xavier Phoenix, you're absolutely correct. That's why we need a T'Challa. He's the anti-stereotype. Was it Snapped? It was one of them. These people just, you know what I mean? But I remember I got into a situation when I was 17. I'm telling y'all this story for a reason. I lost my football scholarship. I lost a $25,000 grant because I ran from a cop in my car. I took a cop on a high speed, and the only reason why I did it because I was scared he was going to take my car. I didn't know what to do. So I thought I was in an episode of Dukes of Hazzard. You know what I'm saying? Taking them through where the Chiefs is going to play next year, Wyandotte County, which is right across the river in KCK. And I remember going to court, all of that, because truth be told, I don't even think I've told you. I think I've told this story before, but I don't remember. But when I was 17, I was shot at by a cop, by a motorcycle cop. He couldn't get me out my car. So he turned around. What up, Dr. J? So he couldn't get me out the car. So he turned around, used his firearm, and shot at my car 5 times. And I still remember looking at the picture of the car, and that picture, that scene from well, Lord, why am I having a brain fart? I'm looking at this damn movie right now with Samuel Jackson, where he was shit. Why am I having a brain fart this morning? I should have had a V8. I should have had some Ovaltine. Damn. Hold on, because now I gotta start thinking about gotta start thinking about all the, because I be having so much on my mind. But anyway, what's the name of this damn movie first? Because it's gonna drive me nuts. Because I got the damn poster upstairs. Pulp Fiction, where he said, "I believe in divine intervention," and he went on by his own path. When I tell you, I am so blessed, and I try not to get. I don't get emotional. I used to get emotional about this. I don't get emotional about it anymore. But when I tell you, those 5 shots was it was 2 in my hood, 3 in my it was 3 in my windshield and 2 in my hood, right, of my car. 1987 Chrysler LeBaron. Never forget this. 2-door coupe, silver. Just bought it, $1,200. And I bought it at 17. So that scene where Samuel Jackson, where dude shoots at Jules and what's his name, and it was like that was some divine intervention. That's exactly what happened. I'm not joking. I don't know how I didn't get shot in the face, in the head. True story. So I got locked up. I missed the beginning of my senior year. Missed senior pictures. I missed, what was it, 5 weeks of football. Now, mind you, I'm getting recruited to K-State. The guy who was a senior the year before me, my junior year, was trying to get me to go to Oklahoma State. I was pretty good at football. I was not bad at football. Right? But the scholarship that I got was in theater. That's the scholarship I was aiming for, was my theater scholarship to K-State. True, and I was going to walk on the football team so I could take the theater scholarship. I actually had one of the football players named Damian McIntosh, when he was playing at K-State, tell me, hey, walk on, get your theater scholarship. Don't come in here on a football scholarship, because if you get hurt, they can snatch that. They can't snatch your theater scholarship. So that's what I was doing. All of that gone in 15 seconds. A 15-second decision. My whole life got turned completely around, right? So when I remember I was going to court. I was locked up in the county for 30 days, and then they put me on house arrest so I could go to school. Blessing number 1, because you have to count how much the Most High has. Y'all, I'm not gonna get emotional. But when I tell you, That was blessing number one. I got to go out and go to school. But I remember the media. Remember the local media. Because mind you, I've rarely been in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I was doing community activist work in my neighborhood. So we had a group after my good friend of mine named Justice Stanley. Rest in heaven, my brother. It's my bro. He was, violently murdered over his shoes. Never forget this. And he was shot to death. And ever since then, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure that I stand up for the violence that's going on in my community. So that's what I did. I stood against violence. I stood against, things that were going on and not enough resources, especially to where I lived at, not enough resources for jobs and opportunities, nothing to do for kids besides the YWCA, and the YWCA wasn't doing enough. So I worked at the YWCA, worked with the governor, who was at the time was Dennis Moore, and was trying to make a change in my community. And a 15-second decision changed the trajectory. Do you know, because I had a girl accuse me of stealing her glasses when I was 12, and I would never. What do I need some glasses for? And I'm 12 and I can see. But I got blamed for stealing the glasses. I didn't even know I got in trouble for that because I was 12. I don't remember, any of that, because I guess my auntie was going to court. So I didn't know that. Do you know they tried to bring that up? Well, he was stealing glasses. He stole a girl's glasses when he was a kid. He's not an angel. All this work I'm doing in the community, all this work I'm doing, we started a program called STRAP, Students Together Rising Against Packing Pieces. We literally went up to a school. I went to Wyandotte High School. We went to a school named Tonganoxie High School, where they literally had a race war and tried to talk about race relations. That's why I talk this shit, because I'm about this shit. That's why I talk it, because I want to see us work together. I don't want to see division amongst my people or anybody else. I've been doing this. I've been about this. They did not care in the media, though. All they cared about is I stole a girl's glasses at 12 that I never did. I didn't know I got probation for that. I didn't know anything about that. I was 12. I didn't even do it. I got blamed for it. I didn't do it. And that's crazy. There was no evidence of me having this girl's glasses. I got accused and got 3 months probation for that, even though I never did it. And I remember the girl named Miko Lee never stole her glasses, ever, because I didn't want what I need them for. But the media tried to portray me as this. Now, here's the blessing of the story. There was a writer for the Kansas City Star named Louis Duguid, black man, that came to my school my freshman year. He worked with our freshman class. We had the largest freshman class in Kansas history at the time. It was like 400, Kansas City, Kansas. We had like 460 something freshmen. Like, it was crazy, right? And he came and interviewed us or whatever, and he never forgot me. So when I went through this situation, this is why I'm telling you how good, man. Oh, Lord. I'm telling you how good the Most High God is. I'm trying to tell y'all how good he is. Because he came to see me. I told him my story. I told him exactly what happened. No filter, no nothing. I told him exactly what happened. I told him I ran for him because I was scared he was going to take my car. I just bought that car and had my mom's tags on it. I made a faulty insurance thing just so I didn't get in trouble if I got pulled over, and I ran from because I was scared. That's all. You know what I'm saying? The cop tried to say I tried to run him over with my car. It was farther from the truth. There was no evidence of that. Well, I'm here to this day. So Lewis decides to write a editorial piece about me. And when I tell you, it was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So time progressed. I got out of jail, went to court. A cop lied on the stand about what happened. I'm trying to tell you how good. I'm trying to tell you, you have to count every blessing and enjoy every day of your life. You have to. Because I got out, I went to court. Again, cop lied on the stand about what happened. That's what changed everything. It changed everything because he didn't have to lie. But he tried to say I was burning rubber trying to run him over. All of that. I had a donut on my front tire on a 1987 Chrysler Baron. I'm not burning rubber in none of that. Right? I was let go, graduated high school, still got a scholarship. Maybe it wasn't the case, say still got a scholarship. Still got a scholarship. And when I was trying to go into the military, my record was going to get expunged anyway. They expedited the expunge. That's why you have to enjoy every moment of your life. So why it's so easy for me to come up here and talk. So easy for me to come up here and talk because I'm enjoying my life. And even though the media, local media, tried to destroy me, the same guy that said that they tried to say that was a criminal when a little girl was viciously murdered in my freshman year in college, who led the march against children's violence? Who created and led that march? Now, the same person you was calling a criminal is still looking for change in this community, and it did not stop nothing. So even though the media does what they do, they try to make us criminals and all of that, we're greater than that. And it don't stop nothing. We're still great and still beyond. When the Bible literally said no weapon formed against me shall prosper, the weapons are trying to make us seem like we're criminals and we're this, that, and the other because we might have a little swag. We might put our hat down. We might talk a little different. We may not be about the bull jive. You still can't stop me. You still can't stop me. You can't. You like Fred Hampton said. You can kill a revolutionary. You still can't kill the revolution. So no matter how they portray us and how they try to center us and make us look like we're something that we're not, you still can't beat us. You still can't stop us, and we still gonna go forward. You know why? You know why? Because their weapons formed against us will never prosper.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right. I'm going to come back on tomorrow because it's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mama's cooking chicken and collard greens. Fact, Miss Roberta. Trying to tell y'all. I just want y'all to enjoy yourself because like I said, you know, while we're here, we gonna make it happen. While we're here, we gonna make it happen. And that's it. And we're gonna enjoy all of this. Every little piece of this, we're gonna enjoy. So I want you to enjoy it. So I said, go enjoy your families, go enjoy that. But I will be right back. Christmas Eve. I'll be right back. We're gonna be back in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? 7:30 in the morning. I'll be here. Now, Christmas morning, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that. But unless there's something I just cannot ignore. But Christmas Eve, I'll be back. So what y'all think about Toria's video? What did you think? Do they glorify white criminality while condemning black? Put it in the comment section below and let me know what you think. But again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power, man. Enjoy the rest of you guys' Tuesday, man. Where's my outro at? Because you already know I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Huh. Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.